Good evening. This is YouTube News Time. Tonight, we bring you a breaking story, an urgent and important update you need to hear.
Good evening, I'm Jesse Geen. We begin tonight with Washington at a complete standstill as the government shutdown enters its second week with no resolution in sight. Republicans are adamant that they are trying to govern while accusing Democrats of simply playing politics. Democrats are firing back, stating that their goal is to open the government and negotiate a spending agreement that will make life better for the American people while addressing what they call the Republican healthcare crisis. Republicans counter that Democrats want to bail out insurance companies, while Democrats argue that Russ Vought at the Office of Management and Budget cannot pick and choose which federal programs to fund. But technically he can, and he might already be doing exactly that. The Office of Management and Budget is preparing to batten down the hatches, continuing to pay law enforcement while proceeding with reductions in force, which means more federal workers are getting fired. Political analysts are calling this the Schumer shutdown strategy, suggesting Democrats are so angry about losing control that they're willing to give away their only leverage on spending priorities. Remember, they are arguing about a budget that was enacted under Biden, fighting against Joe Biden's own continuing resolution. From the Democratic perspective, pushing back on Donald Trump is worth the fight, even as they call for a clean continuing resolution. President Trump keeps adding fuel to the fire, talking about shutting down what Democrats call their programs, though these are actually bipartisan initiatives including small business loans, veterans outreach, and rural broadband. The critical moment comes this week when federal workers stop getting their paychecks, which will fundamentally change the political dynamic. Republicans argue they passed a continuing resolution 3 weeks ago that would have prevented this, while Democrats are demanding $1.5 trillion in what Republicans call pet projects. Adding to the controversy, Representative-elect Grijalva won a special election to fill her father's seat but hasn't been sworn in yet. Speaker Johnson says it's because the House is not in session and she deserves full ceremony. However, some are questioning whether this is about blocking votes on releasing the Epstein files. Johnson was emphatic that everybody in Congress wants maximum transparency on the Epstein files and the process is underway. Democrats believe this will be a major talking point, with Grijalva herself saying she doesn't want the ceremony, she just wants to get to work and cast that deciding vote. On the international front, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky arrived at the White House Friday, expressing hope that President Trump will use the same pressure on Putin that successfully brokered the Gaza peace deal. Trump, speaking from Air Force One after bringing 30-plus countries together in Egypt, said he's willing to give Ukraine Tomahawk missiles to change the dynamics on the ground. The president has said Ukraine-Russia would be the easiest problem to solve, though it's proven very difficult since Russia is a nuclear power. Still, Trump seems more willing than ever to stand up to Putin, saying if Russia won't come to the table, America will arm Ukraine with what they need. And finally tonight, a deeply moving ceremony in the Rose Garden where the Presidential Medal of Freedom was posthumously awarded to Charlie Kirk, just 1 month after his death and on what would have been his birthday. The ceremony honored a man who was truly one of a kind and unstoppable, someone who gave his entire life to defend freedom. His wife gave a remarkable speech, talking about her husband on an international stage and calming the nerves of those Charlie cared about in the conservative movement. She spoke about how it was always difficult to find a gift for Charlie, but that this Presidential Medal of Freedom was the best gift that could have possibly been given to him. That's our broadcast for tonight. I'm Jesse Geen. Thank you for watching.